Welcome to the short video on improving profits. Profit is something that's always talked about in business for obvious reasons. Everyone wants to improve their profits, and there are lots of different ways to address that issue. I would have access to many different tools in profit improvement, including things like the waste reduction tools from the lean toolset. If we go back to basics, we can look at the profit formula, which shows that profit is equal to sales minus variable costs minus overhead. And then if we want to improve our profits, we have the choice of either increasing our sales, reducing our variable costs, or reducing our overheads. So if you want to increase your sales, the first thing you could look at is increasing your sales prices. However, that's not always possible. So you might want to look at sales quantities. So what I suggest you do is you sit down with your team, 2 or 3 people, depending on how large your organization is, and brainstorm a list of ideas for improving your sales. Now, I suggest that you come up with at least 5 different things, preferably more, but at a minimum of 5. For example, you could decide to improve your sales skills. You could decide to expand your sales to different areas, or you could take on a new product. So we'll generate that list of ideas, and then for each idea, we'll quantify the impact on your profit of that idea. Then we would move on to look at our costs. To do that, we can look at a couple of different things. We can apply the 7 waste tool again, which comes from lean. Or you could just try and understand your cost drivers. Your cost drivers are those things that give rise to your costs. So if you understand your cost drivers and you reduce those, well, then you'll reduce your costs. So what I want you to do here is for each of the costs, the variable costs or the overhead costs, I want you to brainstorm a list of things that you can do to improve those, to reduce those costs. When you're done, you can pull all your ideas into one big list. You have ideas from sales, you have ideas from variable costs, you have ideas from overheads. So consolidate those into lists. Have those quantified so that you know the effect of each idea, the effect that it will have on your profits. Then what I want you to do is to prioritize that list. I want you to rank that list in some way. Now, when I'm ranking the list, I tend to look at how easy is it to implement the idea, and what will be the impact on the profit and loss, what will the value be of the idea. And I come up with a combined ranking based on a combination of those 2 things. When I have that list, I then go along and I pick the top 3. I usually only work on 3 at a time. I pick a period of something like 8 weeks, and I say, let's pick the top 3 and let's work on those for 8 weeks. When we've those top 3 done, then we can come back and we can work on the next 3, and so on. We can go back and work on the next 3 and the next 3 until either the list is completely exhausted or else the list is out of date and we need to come back and start all over again. So that's my framework for improving profits. Come up with a list of ideas using the components of the profit formula, prioritize that list, and then action that list, and repeat that as necessary. So thank you for taking the time to watch this short video. I hope it was a benefit to you.